I am the Druid Chef. Welcome on this fantastic journey of Celtic food.
I went out to the Hazelwood, because the fire was in my head, and I cut and peeled a hazel wand and hooked a berry on a thread.
Here we go, cooking again, you know, with our Celtic true food, and really bring the food to the people and the people to the food. Excited? I'm very, very excited, because we're over in Wales, you know, we're on our journey of food, looking for locations that we can actually, you know, cook a dish with a bit of meaning, a bit of passion, a bit of history. That's what it's all about. And we're in Penmon Priory, absolutely fantastic. And we bring you on a little journey throughout this program and showing you actually, you know, the history and what happened here with the monks. Again, linking it back to Ireland and really bring the flavours out. Now, let's focus into my kitchen, and I have it here just on the bridge. The ducks are there. Must throw a little bit of bread in there, bring all the ducks, all my friends here as I'm cooking along, and fantastic it is too. What have I got? I have my pan on with a little bit of butter. I've just a croup of bread that I just want to start cooking that there. I have my lovely vinegar solution water boiling there. I'm going to poach 2 eggs in there, so we'll just get my first egg, and then I just put my second egg just in there. Okay, those are on the go. Then I have Big Bertha here that we're going to be start using for our water bath to make our hollandaise sauce. And what am I making? I'm making an egg benedictine in a Welsh style, and using some of the natural ingredients here. Of course, leeks are in there, some greenery, the cabbage, lovely herbs as well. The hollandaise sauce, but the hollandaise sauce in a citron or a nice lemon flavour with nice cracked pepper. And then we've the croûte just to base it on, as it is a canopy onto the actual cabbage, and then the actual greenery, the egg, and the lovely hollandaise. So let's focus down as we're cooking away. These poached eggs, what have I got here? I just have the vinegar, the water in there. They will take 2-3 minutes to cook. I'll take them out, and then we'll get the other segments of the actual dish cooking. Just waiting for my croûte to go bien doré. Love that word, golden brown. That is perfection in cookery, when you can get a nice piece of bread to a nice golden crisp colour, bringing in the butter. And that's, you know, it's not overdone, it's just at the point. That's what we're looking at there. So we're just looking to get our nice piece of bread. A little longer that will take, let that cook up there, and also we'll just see how the eggs are done. Again, we won't disturb them too much, because it is tickling. When you talk about poaching, it's not boiling, it is at 99 degrees. That's what it's at, just under boiling, so that it isn't aggressive, bubbly. It's just, you know, ticking over nicely, coagulating the egg, cooking it as well, and bringing it to a nice shape. So that's what we're looking at here. And they are just nearly ready. I'll just take them out. Okay, let's have a little look at my ingredients. And again, you know, I've cracked the eggs, that's fine. I've lovely green colours here. I've lovely herbs. And the ducks, very nice. The ducks just give me a little bit of a nod there. More bread will be put into the lake there in a minute, just to keep feed them as we're cooking on this Celtic journey of food. So a little bit of scallion, the cabbage, I have some ham there, some carrot, tomato, all natural ingredients that you can find in any supermarket today, but also using it in a lovely colourful fashion and a different texture to this dish. Okay, so I have some ham here. Just want to give that a nice little dice. So that's my ham done. Then I will just, into the pan here, put my leeks, a little bit of the cabbage, all giving that sizzle. Also the ham, and I'll mix all that up as it all does its routine within the pan there. So the crouton is cooking away and just getting the colour with that, and I'm using the heat of the pan, the butter that's left over, waste not, want not. I'm going to cook my little cabbage and also cook the leeks in there. What else is going in there? A little bit of strips of carrot just going in there, very nice indeed. And then later on I'll be using my herbs in that. The other thing I have to finish the sauce was a little bit of Guinness reduction, and that's the Chateau Dublin, the old Irish Guinness, very good. But it has unique flavours and it has a new texture as well. Also will change the colour a little bit to put onto the hollandaise sauce with the lemon inside it. Okay, so we'll cook these away. Now my poached eggs are nearly ready. So I just get my little tray. Very nice indeed. That's one poached egg and two. And just let them rest there as we conjure up all the other lovely flavours. Okay, let them go there. Okay, turn this back up. All right, things are cooking, we're traveling along, and that's what every dish to me, every recipe is a journey in food. You know, how I can explain, how I can cook, the elements that I'm up against, maybe windy, maybe sunny, maybe it's raining, but who cares, because I bring the food to the people and the people to the food. And that's the whole passion about this program. You know, we have lost our way in food, that we have to have an identity. You know, fast food is out there, people are dominating with different products, but if we have a food identity, that's what we're all about. You know, we know what our grandmother cooked, we know what our mother cooks, we know what's good for us, we know the colours, we know the techniques, we know how simple it is, and that is the nourishment of the body, and that's what we all need in life, the nourishment of the body. Now, okay, let's get through there. Now, that's coming along nicely. What's happening in the pan, and let me explain as well. We have our carrots, our cabbage, our scallions, and our little bit of ham there. That will base a nice flavour. They are lovely flavours. That's going to go onto the croûte, and my croûte is just ready there, so I'll just take that onto the actual plate. In with another little knob of butter. Then I'll just get my salt and my pepper. Just putting that in, or the pepper and the salt. And that is, now, that's not aggressively cooking. And again, you know, the elements of nature, it is just, you know, ticking over nicely, sauteing, we would say. And all those lovely colours in the pan. Okay, we'll see where we're at here. Get my bowl on there. Now, we have 2 egg yolks just to go in. I have a little bit of solution of the vinegar and a little bit of water. I have my butter already melted, so the butter is melted ready to make the hollandaise sauce. And then I will just start whisking this. And getting all those lovely combinations going there. A nice sabayon in the French language, you know, aerating the eggs, beating them, breaking them down, waiting for a platform to put in the butter and let the butter and the eggs mix together into an emulsion. And that's what hollandaise sauce is about. It is a very, very clever sauce. You know, how can you put a fat into a protein? And that's what it's all about. Look at how fluffy that is. Just coming along. Lovely. And a little bit of work there with the whisk. And when you're a chef, you learn, you know, over the years of training, you know, to whisk away and have the strength just to do that. Okay, so that's nearly going nicely there. What I need to do with that is just get a little bit of the water and put it in, just to loosen it up a little bit. And let that cook away. Lovely. Okay, I'm happy with my cabbage, so I'll just leave it there for a minute. Let me take that. Now, what I need to do there is I'll organise that we get on my cloth, you know, so it won't slip off the board. I'll put that there. Then we'll get our hollandaise sauce, or our butter. We'll get our butter, and just a little bit there, just to go in. Okay, so I'll get that in. Now, that is beginning to take, so that's quite nice. Again, mixing that. And we're building up the emulsion. We're building up, as I said, the eggs, egg yolk, and also the actual butter, melted butter, with the flavour, the vinegar, the seasoning in there as well. And then we'll have the finishing technique in a second or two. Okay, nearly ready there. Now, to finish this off, okay, a nice little strips of lemon, and then I will dice that up into small little dice to flick through the actual hollandaise sauce. So that's going in there. Then I need a little bit of chives. Again, just to dice them up, or again to slice them. a nice slice of the chive, and that's a nice oniony flavour, very, very light, but very, very colourful as well. Into the hollandaise sauce, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, nice little bit of the Guinness reduction, just going in there. And that's our sauce complete. Now you see a speckledy, and that's what I like in food, when you see not just a bland colour, a speckledy. Okay, we'll get this dish together now as the rain starts coming in on us. Just take all that off, all the gases off. Getting our nice little bit of greenery just to set up on the actual dish there. Our nice poached eggs just to go on top. Our lovely, lovely Guinness style hollandaise sauce. Just a nappe, I love that word, nappe, to pour over. There we have it. Nice little bit of our flat parsley, a little bit of tomato just going on there. And there you have it, our simple, simple dish. You know, we're in the Priory, eggs Benedictine is in my mind here. This is something with a Welsh flavour, an Irish few ingredients as well. We poached the eggs, we made the hollandaise sauce, we have made the lovely crouton. Also we have the cabbage with the leeks, with the bacon, and also the herbs going through there. Finished off with our nice little parsley and again our tomato. This is, you know, a pleasure just to cook here. It's beginning to rain, we've done our dish, the presentation is ready. On with our journey of food, Celtic true food with the Druid chef. Wow, you know, I've just been inside the actual dove hut, and you saw me climbing the pillar there, fantastic. And that's where we are, you know, Penmon dove hut. You know, another secret in cookery, how these monks, they lived here, the carp in the lake, and also they had their dove hut, you know, yielding all the eggs and all their nutritional value from the eggs that they cooked in the Priory. So, you know, you're looking at, you know, different styles of cookery in ancient times and different ingredients. You know, normal eggs that we eat today, maybe a duck egg, ostrich eggs we've seen come back on the market, but dove eggs, you know, unbelievable. Wow, that was absolutely fantastic. That really gave me great pleasure. And I'm not just happy to stop there. I want to do another dish, and I know the exact place that I can actually achieve this. And that's in the lovely wishing well, and lovely fresh water up there. A nice, lovely area to get just a little stove. And also up in the garden of the Priory there, I've seen some fresh herbs. So that's where I'm going now. And if you follow me, we'll see what we can get. Okay, here we are. That's what I saw just earlier on. So I know I can take a little bit of parsley from there, lovely fresh parsley. I'll take some lovely sage, and look at the colour of that sage. It's absolutely fantastic, those leaves and all that. I'll chop that up and use it as a finishing in the actual soup. Okay, just get a little bit into my nice Celtic bowl. What else have we? Lovely fennel here. Again, a lovely flavour. Oh, very nice. Excellent. Really, really, that's really nice. That's really going to go well in the soup. Now, some lovely chives, quite big, nice chunky, very good for the soup. Another lovely herb, but very unusual, lemon verbena. Okay, with some rosemary. A little bit of rosemary. And this, the oregano. Another unusual herb, a winter savoury, and that's going into our soup. Now we're nearly finished there, but the last thing, and for a bouquet garni I always use myself, is a lovely bay tree and the bay leaf, and that's what we'll take as well. 2 lovely bay leaves just to go in for the stock. Here we are in the kitchen of the Priory. Fantastic. You know, this is where cooking happened. The history of food, you know, the Welsh history of food. We've seen it in Ireland. And other facts as well. When we did our programme in Grace Dew and we talked about King Henry VIII when he closed down the monasteries, this monastery was closed down in that swipe. He closed down a lot of monasteries throughout Ireland and Great Britain and Wales, and looking at, you know, what he had done. Everything was static. All this information is here dormant. You know, the recipes of old, the information of old, how people lived their lives, what product they had. It all happened in places like this. Again, have a look here. This is where the fire would be. Imagine all the metal work there, things hanging out, the big fire, the chimney that goes up there. Fantastic, you know. And that's what I'm trying to achieve when I'm outdoor cookery, using these old methods, using my open fire, using different techniques and all that, thinking about what had happened long ago, you know. This is a kitchen. This is the cuisine, the Welsh cuisine of the Priory. This is where it all happened. That's the fire where it happened. Fantastic. Okay, we're ready now to go up to the wishing well, and that is a sacred place of old. A lot of people went there for their prayer, for their thoughts, also to conjure up what they would like in life. And that's where, you know, it's still, the water is in there, the hole is there. We're going to find a little place to cook our next dish, and that is a rustic style soup in a Welsh fashion, also with all these lovely herbs. I can't wait to do that. Here's the location I'm going to do the next dish. You know, a rustic Welsh soup, you know, a broth, a very, what would you call, organic, fresh and herbs and all that. You saw me picking the herbs and that. I have my little pot on there with a little bit of butter and some stock that I did earlier on. That's the actual veg stock. And veg stock is just all your trimmings, your vegetables. You're looking at your carrot, your onion, a little bit of herbs in there, some celery, some leek. All that will give you a nice broth, the foundation flavour for any soup. And it's important to use that because you only get out of a dish what you put into it. And I always like to use fresh stocks myself when possible in cooking. All right, so that's there ready. Remember what I was talking about with all the herbs. I have them ready to chop, and they will finish off this lovely, lovely soup. And that will give me the power, the flavour and all that. There's nothing better than having lovely fresh herbs to finish off a dish. It just changes everything. All right, our pan is ready there to go. What are we going to do? We're going to add in our nice red onion here that I have and a little bit of lemon zest. So that will get the flavours going. In that goes. Then we're looking to get some of our potato in there, a little bit of diced potato, giving the starch factor in the soup, giving it a little bit of thickness as well, because what will happen there is the starch will be released from the potato, thickening the liquid that follows. Okay, so that's going in there. Then I have some more colourful little carrot there that I cut into little shapes. So that's just going in. Everything very, very simple. Now, what else have I got? I got some apple there. I'll put that in just in a minute. Just leave that there. I have my herbs, a little bit of tomato. And then, as I keep saying, my Celtic leek, my rondelles of leek. Look at that there. That is the Celtic design within the leek. I love using that there. It's a language that speaks to me in all these lovely vegetables. You know, the beetroot, the onion, the leek. All those have their Celtic circles. So that will be going in. Then I'm just going to finish it off as a liaison. That's a French term that they say. When you put in a protein or a cream or something into the end product and then just whisk that in, that gives it a lovely richness, and that's going in at the last minute. Okay, we see how we're going there. Just moving them around. Now again, we need a little bit of salt and pepper as the cooking begins. And then you season again. Everything in the seasoning, you know, people have a fad about the salt, too much salt. In cooking, if you add a little bit of salt in the beginning, that starts the cooking process. Everything amalgamates into it, and you have, you know, the ingredients working together. But if you're just putting salt after everything's done, the intake of salt is far higher. Okay, so we're looking at this here. Lovely, lovely, all coming along. Little bit of stock just to go in there. So and I let that just start cooking up. I'll put the lid on that. We have all the other gear just to come in a second or two. Right, finish with that. Have that there for later on. Have my cabbage, my carrots. Now we need to start working with the herbs. So let me start working these out. I have some chives that I'm going to use. The lemon. Lovely, lovely. I have the lovely thyme, rosemary, bay leaf I need to put in there, the savoury winter, my parsley, English parsley, a lovely herb just to maybe dilute other herbs, you know, it gives a lovely flow there of it. My sage, very nice indeed. Okay, then again you saw me picking nettles, so I have to be careful there that I don't sting myself. So I just get 1 or 2 little nettles and I'll add them into it, bringing all those nice rustic elements into the dish. Okay, we're ready to do a little bit of chop. And we just have a little bit of music there in the background as I'm chopping away. And that's what I love when I'm chopping, the actual river dance of cookery, you know. Any time in my travels, you know, when I was working abroad and I was in the kitchen under a little bit of pressure, I always put in my head the Irish music or the trad music, giving me a lift with the spirit, and also put me in a happy kind of format. I love the music, I love something to enhance what I'm doing in one art from another. That's what it's all about with the Druid Chef, going around all these different areas here, bringing the food to the people and the people to the food. That's what it's all about, you know, the art of cooking and the cooking of art. I love it, love it, love it. And that's what we're going to be loving in a few minutes as we finish this lovely dish. Okay, look at the lovely flow of these colours. I'm just chopping on my nice board here, getting all these flavours going. Alright, so that's nearly ready there for the finishing the soup. Now, need to add in a little more stock. Lovely. Then my cabbage, my apple just going in there, my leeks, all nearly ready now, and then my little bit of tomato. Just the lid back on. Then we're going to finish that off with the nice liaison, our lovely egg and butter mix that's going to go in there, and also the herbs, and that should be absolutely fantastic. When I'm looking at all the Celtic connections and, you know, in the history of how the Romans were on the march and they pushed the Celts in the north of Europe, when you look at Galicia, Brittany, also Wales here, Cornwall, Ireland and all that, that's where the Celtic tribes settled. All the skill base was the same, you know, the pan cooking of all that they did. They were always nomads on the move all the time, and then settling and then trying to create their nourishing meal of the day. And that's what I'm trying to find. That's the research, and also that is the development of this whole series of the programs, you know, finding the hidden recipe within the history, finding locations that I can cook that are beautiful to the camera but also passionate for myself. And that's, you know, the whole challenge of the Druid Chef, you know, the chef that will go where no chef has gone before, but also, you know, will bring little cookery tips in a modern context back into the old format, and vice versa, bring the old tips back into a modern context. And colourful food, nutritional food, healthy food, tasty food, you can't beat it. And the journey of the Druid is on that track to bring the food to the people and the people to the food. Alright, this soup is nearly ready. A very simple dish, and I just, out of the blue, I said I need to cook somewhere else, a location that will give me a little bit of passion. When I saw the herbs, the nettles and all that, I said, wow, let's get a soup going and give me a nice result. And I just give it a little bit of seasoning, my salt and my pepper. Now, some of the herbs I'll just mix in there. That's my little pot of my liaison, just going in, and then mixing that into the actual soup. Just giving that a nice flow there. And letting that just melt into the soup. And that's a finishing technique. That's after infusing a lovely bottle green herbs. All those flavours have a unique taste by themselves. Now we're after putting in 6 different herbs into the soup. Okay, now just to take it here and start putting it into our nice dish. Now just pouring that in. Lovely. It smells absolutely gorgeous. This smells of all the flavours, you know, the aromatic flavour of the unique vegetables gone in there. The stock has done its work. I can smell actually the liaison as well. The herbs are very refreshing. All that is just going lovely. I'll even leave the bay leaf that I put into there as a little token to show what we've done. That's it in my lovely Celtic blue dish. Just bringing it over here to my nice herb display on the wall at the wishing well after cooking. A simple dish inspired just by the location. Gather the ingredients in minutes and voila, we have it.
I went down to the hazelwood, because the fire was in my head, and I cut and peeled the hazel wand, and hooked a berry on a thread. And when white moths were on the wing,